But I bought another sheep.
1900, with some sheep.
You might see wee tremor in his hand, so a ram lamb in with those lovely hogget ewes. There we go. Today I have a visitor, Mr. Yochid.
I'm back again.
Carl Devaney, he's back again.
I've a beaten path coming up to here after between all the shearing and stuff, and I finally can get my way here without Google as well.
Yeah, well, good man, yeah. Well, that's a good sign or a bad sign?
Not sure.
Well, you're not
Depends
back.
who it is.
You're not back for shearing. He's not back to shear today. Another little job he's on today. He saw an item I've been using in my video, and he asked me, could he borrow it? And I said, no problem. So he's heading off with the cotter crate here. He's just loaded up here. He's going to try it out and see what he thinks of it. It's, I suppose, try before you buy operation, see what it's like.
I suppose so, yeah. Well, I've been aware of it for a while.
Yeah.
Was definitely interested in trying one, and yes, the fact that you have one, and yeah, it'd be great just to just try it for a couple of days, and now you'll probably want it back again soon. You seem to be getting
I'll be
on
all
right.
right. I'll be all right for a week.
You seem, or hopefully you've got your sheepdog or
yeah.
job done for a week.
Well, I have a job to do with sheep, but I think I'll manage. I'm going to use the Stanley race. I have a bit of mineral drenching in the O's, so I'll probably just do them in that.
Yeah,
so,
you could be cursing my name now in the next video. You've gone, the Becker's gone away.
Sure, we'll see how it goes. But as we were chatting off camera there, and the crack we were saying was, Carl will be a lot younger than me, but as he was saying, you're getting enough hardship wrestling sheep at the shearing job.
Yeah, my day job is doing enough wrestling at sheep. So.
Yeah, so probably looking for an easier option to handle them.
Yeah, I'd just be interested. Like we have rented land. We've a lot of the setups mightn't be the best, so just take. And I know particularly during the summer, I don't know anyone who watched my videos would have seen any of the ones we were dosing with Prattleys, and a good bit of help needed too. That's the thing. So try and take a bit of the work out of it, and leave it that you don't need to bring 4 or 5 people on every job that you're with. And yeah, I suppose I'm trying to think about it now. When I am 30, I am relatively young, not to. As the saying goes, a cow will kill you in an instant and a sheep take years to kill you. You know, to just wear you down. So try and avoid that if I can.
Yeah.
So, but it looks to be a great piece of kit. So
yeah, well,
we'll find out. We'll test it.
It'll be interesting to see your opinion.
See how the Mayos like it, or will they just go woo?
Well, funny, I was talking to a Swaledale man up in Tyrone, up in the Sperrins, and he was telling me he loves it for them, and they're wild.
And they're a longer, taller sheep too, so you'd imagine it'd be a bit better jumper than a Mayo.
I would have said they would have cleared it, but he said as soon as you get them into it and the floor drops, that's it. And that's why he bought. He couldn't believe the way it settles them. So it'll be interesting to see how you get on with the Mayos.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Shall we see a bit of a video?
We'll find out. You'll see it on YouTube whenever you get a chance to edit it.
Well, hopefully I won't be cursing you now when the time comes where I'm drenching yours. But
I get a quick call to come back to Cavan.
Yeah, well, sure. We'll see how you go. But sure, look, it was good to chat to you and good to catch up with you.
Awesome. Thanks very much for lending it to me. We'll see how we get on with it.
No bother. All right, on to the next job.
Cheers, Davey.
No bother.
See you in May, maybe, or.
Right. Good luck. Somebody. Now, we're just on to this next job, and I've 2 little helpers here. I've Noah and Enya here helping me. They're 2 wild little children. I reckon they take after the mother. Little bit of a wild streak in them. But what I want to show you is my 2 rams that I actually bought in Roscommon are still in the shed here. I haven't actually let them out. They've been in the shed for 4 or 5 weeks now at this stage. But I don't think I'm going to let them out until they're ready for work. And there was a couple of reasons. One was quarantine, risk of scab and foot issues as well. Always a bit nervous about bringing stock home from the mart. So I've left them in. Something else I haven't showed you, which I probably should have showed you, but I didn't. Bit of a row on up here. But I bought another sheep, a really nice sheep. So I bought this sheep here in Ballymena. He is a big block of a ram, a real pet of a thing. He is a very big, tidy lump of sheep. He had a sore eye, a little bit of a sore eye. I think it's kind of from the dust and the hay, but I think it is a little shot of blue sprays and kind of fix that. But a nice big sheep. I'll just give you a look at him going through the ring. Saw him in Balmoral's show, and I bought him online. I really liked him in Balmoral. Bought him in the online in the sale, and lucky enough managed to get a lift home. but really happy with him, nice shape. Just about got him bought. My connection was very bad. It was actually on the way home with a load of hay, and my connection was bad in the particular area, but just got the bid in the last minute, and I think it was a blessing that I actually got by him.
1600, under the bid, 16 bid, 16 bid, 1670, 18, 19, 1900, in the house, man online out, 1900, and some sheep, 1900, 1900 bid, 19 bid, 1900 bid, 1900 bid, 1900, 1900, 1900, 1900 bid, 1900 bid, 1950, 1950, 1950, 1950. One small bites now, 1950, 1950, 50, 50, 50, 1950, 1950, 1950, 50, 1950, 1950, 1950, 50, 50, 50, 1950, 50, 50, 1950, 1950, 1950, 1950, 1950, and I sell last time all out 2000, right at the there, 2000 bid, 2000, 2000 bid, 2000. 2000 bid, give me all on the same chance, 2000 bid, 2000, 2000 bid, 2000, 2000 bid, 2000, and I sell all out, and I sell them at 2000 guineas, online, 2000.
Looking forward to running them and see what his lambs is like. A bit of an update on him. He'll stay in the shed. They'll be going out now in 3 or 4 weeks, so look, they're in the shed here. They're getting a bit of hay. Not super quality hay, but getting hay and a little bit of nuts as well. Just keep them topped up, get them in good condition, pre-mating, we'll say. Now, after the disaster of the high-risk pilot colliding with my trailer,
I wasn't anyone here.
I went to move some lambs and discovered that my damper in the drawbar was actually damaged from the impact. So what's happening on the back of the Land Cruiser now is anytime you touch the brakes, the trailer was slapping forward and slapping back, and I'm going to just strip it here to see if we can get a replacement damper for it. The drawbar is not actually too bad. There's not much wear in it in here, and this is a new part here I got for it. If that was worn and the damper was gone, I would probably just replace the whole drawbar, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to get a damper for it and a jack or a jockey wheel as well. We'll replace that as well, so we'll just strip it out here. It's a while since I've done this before, but I don't think it's that complicated. Jesus, that's high-risk stuff, isn't it? A lot of pressure in that. I could have lost a leg. Now, I've never seen one of them to do that before, but serious pressure. It's after popping out there, but we'll strip the rest of it here. Now, I just put it back together here. I will have it for length. We're getting the replacement one because that's probably the hardest part to figure out. Every drawbar seems to have a different shock and they're all different lengths, so at least we have a length to go with now anyway. So if we get one of these and a jockey wheel, we'll get back to it, we'll get the bits. Hi Enya. He's saying hello.
Hello.
A little helper out here now. Enya she's actually off today. She's supposed to be sick, but she's out helping Daddy and Grandad here. Myself and Robbie are just on to some more work. Well, we're working separately at the minute.
If I'm not fishing, I'm mending my nets.
Yeah, we've another little job to do. Robbie's on timber. He's sorting out the timber that's just inside the gate down in this field here. How's that going for you?
It's going very well, very well.
You're on the splitter and the little trailer.
On the scissor and the little trailer.
Yeah.
Very happy with it.
Yeah, it's a good little tool.
It is a good tool.
Yeah. We sent that off for galvanising and it didn't make its way back to the manufacturer yet, but we'll hold on to it for another while.
We'll hold on to it, surely.
Yeah, that was part of the deal, so you're nearly done with it anyway. Well, for
I
now,
just said I want to get these an hour or so.
Yeah.
And that'll be it.
Yeah. Robbie's on the firewood. I'm just going to start another job here. My trailer is due for fixing here. Enya is here to help me as well. So I've my new jockey wheel. New jockey wheel and the damper for inside the ram. I have to do that now.
The money's coming out from Roscommon.
Well, if that's... It's funny you should say that, Robbie. There has been some expenditure. Robbie is after alluding to some expenditure from Roscommon. Now, we haven't gone mad yet, but we spent a few pounds, Robbie.
We spent a few pounds, but it's money well spent.
No new Land Cruiser or anything yet.
No,
I'll tell you what we bought.
Is there not?
I actually bought a new laptop to try and speed up the editing time on the videos. That is time consuming. So we're speeding up the editing and the rendering of the videos as well. We're gone from 8 hours on the old laptop up to 8 minutes on the new one. So
gee.
That's a fair turnaround.
Oh, it's a fair turnaround.
And the other thing we invested in, well, the footage was good. That time Cahill, my friend, was over from Australia.
Yeah.
The drone footage was nice.
Very nice.
So we might have a bit more drone footage, but then it depends on the weather as well, and we have to learn how to fly. We might teach the main man here some flying skills. We see how that goes.
It wouldn't be great.
Yeah, we'll see. As long as the black smoke, like the combo, doesn't come out of it, we'll be all right.
You're well known over as far as Toronto.
You were
Montreal.
You were hanging out with some viewers of the channel over
Mark he's absolutely enthralled.
Yeah,
with this.
he works with your son Keane.
He does work. He's an engineer in Canada. He's Keane's boss as such.
Yeah.
But sure, he loves it. He loves it, and he intends to come and visit here next summer.
Very good. Well, it's funny I do always think there's just farmers watching what we do be at, but plenty of people that aren't farmers enjoying the farming crack. Some people have been asking me about Robbie. We see it in the comments from time to time about Robbie and his bit of a tremor. You might see a wee tremor in his hand. So we said we just address it and let you know the story with Robbie. Maybe if you want to tell them yourself. Well,
I was diagnosed coming up to 2 years ago. Kind of a shake in the hand and a tremor. But I did get it looked at, and I'm attending a urologist in Sligo. And he's looking after it. So it's not progressive at the minute.
Yeah.
So that's why I just spend my time at the sheep farm here.
Keep you going.
Keep me going.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, I'm glad that people looked into it. That's what's happening. I intend, as long as my arse holds to the ground, facing the ground, I intend to be a good, fit man.
Keep tipping away, yeah. You're not going to lay back anyway.
Not going to lay back, not at all. Well, you can only play the hand that's dealt to you. Whether it's 4 aces or 4 jokers, who knows?
Yeah. Well, all I'll say is, don't be afraid now, there'll be lots to do.
Well, it'd be therapy here that you could do without.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to get back to work. Robbie's gone back to his firewood. I'm going to get this drawbar.
Helper.
Enya's going to go and help you. All right. Well, now, so Robbie's gone off to that stick job, and I'm going to try and get this stock trailer up and running again. Really need to get ram lambs out of here because, as you may have seen earlier, if not. So there is the troublemaker here. I really don't know what to do here. A ram lamb in with those lovely hogget ewes. Disaster this time of year having ram lambs about. So I have a bit of ground, that bit where the hay actually came out of. It's a block of ground, well fenced, 10 miles away from here, so at least that'll solve that problem. But this time of year is always an issue with males and females mixing and unplanned pregnancies, as I'm sure anybody with sheep can relate to. I had a few back in February, but interestingly enough, worth mentioning, pretty much all those lambs that were born a month early are all fit for the factory now. So starting on there, should I be lambing a little bit earlier? I'm not sure. It's the conundrum I think all sheep farmers come up with, exactly your timing as to when to lamb. I know this, when I weigh it up in my head, the dairy farmers want me gone by mid to late January. if I was lambing late February, early March, that's only 3-4 weeks in the shed. So definitely has benefits, but then it's all weather dependent, and you're depending on a kind, mild winter that you have a bit of grass cover in the spring for letting sheep and lambs out onto. So I don't know, it's hard to know what to do. But anyway, we'll get to this trailer. What have we on here? New jockey wheel for it. As you can see, this one is bent in a hoop. If you haven't seen how that happened, the high-risk pilot was involved in that incident, which was this. We have a problem here now.
I must anyone hear it.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Yeah, you're some pilot, all right. Look at me, Jack bent in a hoop here now. Yep, the trailer ran down. I think, didn't get the full story off him, but I think he tipped it with his... I don't actually pull the handbrake because it's a pretty old trailer. It's actually 1993. It's 31 years old, this old DP 120, but some trailer, serious steel in it. It's absolutely perfect. The brakes stick when you pull the handbrake on them. I'm sure you will relate to that. That's a bit of a problem on all trailers. So I generally don't pull the handbrake. I stick a bit of timber in here to the wheel. And I'm not sure if the timber was put to the wrong side of the wheel or what happened, but I think what happened was the tractor and load loader reversed up, tipped the drawbar, and then when he drove out, the trailer followed him down the lane. He just stopped to try and stop the trailer, and then it crashed into the back of the trailer, and this is the result of it here. So we try and get it fixed here. First job, new damper. A job to get a damper for it. I got one here, a Vapormatic part. Very, very hard to get the correct damper for it because it's so old. Jockey wheel, need to fix this thing, but after that I think it's pretty much okay, so we'll get going. So it's actually a while since I changed one of these dampers. I'm not sure, I don't think it was actually even on this trailer. I think it was somebody else's trailer. They asked me to fix it and put a damper on it. So I think I have a wee trick on how to do it, but we'll see. I'm sure there's easier ways to do it, but we'll give it a go here anyway. On the back here, this way. Okay, it doesn't just drop down over it. Okay. So that's the damper connected. It is connected to that bolt. Now I'm not going to tighten them yet. That's still a little bit loose. So here's the damper here now. You'll see it there. You see it just starting to pull the brakes there. Now, so you'll see it's going to take quite a bit of pressure to push that in. I'm not sure why I've decided to do it this way, but I have. I think, yes, I'm definitely going to be changing that idea. Yeah, I've no doubt. But it's not going to work. I think what I'll do is pull out this bolt here at the front. Yeah, I think, if I remember rightly, I think what I done was pull out this bolt here at the front. Might try and get in this back bolt now. But you see there's a boss. There's a boss here. Both sides stop the shock from moving. Or damper, I keep calling it a shock, it's actually a damper. Now, so you see the end of the shock there. It's just not gone back in far enough to get this bolt in. So I actually need to push it back in. I'm using a bit of solid, 10mm solid bar. I'm just going to lever it back in. You'll actually see me pushing it back in. Steady pressure will actually move these back in fairly easily. Well, it takes a nice bit of pressure, but it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. Now, I actually need to push the drawbar back in here. Push it back in manually. Take a bit of pressure off it. so there it's come back in. And when I let this go, I should be able to shoot this bolt. It doesn't come out really fast, it's designed to come out slowly. Now, almost worked. We have it started here. I'm just going to take a bit more pressure off there, and I'll run it in with this. Okay, get the nut on this side. So what I need to do now is push this back in, take some of the pressure off. So the damper is actually pushed fully forward up against this bolt, but I want to line it up for this hole here. So we'll see how it goes. I have to push this back in here. So you see a bit of steady pressure, just push it back in. It's not too bad. Takes a nice little bit of pressure, but we're getting there. So I have to try and get this in fully now. Now, so I'm the right side of the damper here, but I don't have it exactly lined up. Not too bad actually. So I've got my bar in here, that's keeping the damper pushed back, and it's actually starting to line up here. We might be lucky enough here. Just try it here. Yeah, lovely job. Okay, that's that out. Right, so my bolt is halfway through the damper now. I think the best job is take the pressure off it again, push it down the rest of the way. So come back in, let the pressure off, and there's the bolt down fully. Lovely job. Get the nut on here. Now, so that is my damper fitted. Just have to get this rubber grommet back on. Thankfully that wasn't damaged. Not a big job to change it anyway once you have the head coupling off. Seems to have got a bit of a twist there, oddly enough. Yeah, it did. Just twist it back around. Now, so this just slips on, and it's actually, the bolts sit in here and here. Try and get this on without getting covered in grease. Not an easy job. Okay, that's the bottom one on there. Lovely. There's the rubber back on. I just clean that grease off because I always seem to have little helpers out with me, and they're the best children in the world. I'm sure all kids are the same at finding something greasy, covered in grease. I don't know how many times Noah picked this up in the few days that it was sitting here out of action, and it all covered in grease, so I ended up putting it up somewhere high. But that's it. That's that job done. Lovely. Okay, so I'll just give you a look at how this damper actually works. If you're not familiar with the way these drawbars work, I'll try and explain it to you here. The way it works is that damper is fitted in here in the hitch, and when you brake, this is connected to your 4x4 or Land Cruiser in my case, and the momentum or weight of the trailer pushes forward, and as that pushes forward, it moves a little lever here and pulls that rod there, and that rod pulls all the brakes on the wheels in the trailer. It depends how much weight you have, but this pushes in at a different rate. You see it pushing in here, and then when I let it go, you see it coming back out, and that releases your brakes then. Another little part that was damaged during the incident is this, which isn't really essential, but nonetheless I'm going to fix it and put it back on. It's actually a safety system to stop that you can switch off the brakes from ever pulling. It used to be this device was essential on older trailers before the auto reversing shoe was invented, because every time on older trailers when you wanted to reverse you had to drop this thing in to stop the brakes pulling, because what happened was when you reversed and the drawbar went in, the brakes locked up solid and you couldn't actually reverse. You had to get out, drop this thing in, and that left that your brakes didn't come on when you reversed. So that became obsolete then when the automatic reversing shoe was designed. Very, very good idea, but they can give a little bit of trouble with age. So just try and take this off and maybe straighten it up a bit. You see a bit of damage here. We'll see if we can do that in the vise. Not too bad, I suppose. That's this thing straightened up. Not too bad, I suppose. It's better than it was in the unlikely event of something going wrong with the brakes. It's great to have an option to be able to switch them off. You'll not get stranded at the side of the road. Just tighten this bolt here. Lovely. So in the incident with the high-risk pilot, you'll see he actually mowed one of the grease nipples out of it here. So you'll see here inside this drawbar, because it slides over and back, in and out, you have a grease nipple here and another one here, and it actually peeled the top of it. The drawbar off the back of the low loader scraped along here. You can see the damage here, and that's what damaged this part here. So I have to try and get this old nipple out here. Not sure how we'll do that, but we'll give it a go. So the kit of, I think they're called the Easy Outs. Not a tool I've ever had that terrible much success with, but hopefully this won't be too hard to get out. We'll just try it here. So they're like opposite threads. The idea is it goes down into it and it should screw out. We'll soon find out if it's going to work. Just put the vice grips on it here. No, that one definitely won't work. Might have to go for the next size up. Yeah, that one actually might have more hope of working. Yeah, not too bad. Lovely job. There you go. Simple stuff. Okay. Now, I think I might have mentioned this before, but pretty much everything on the farm, the best type of grease is actually pin and bush grease for something like this, because it's slow moving. Your front loader, your bale lifter, pretty much everything you can think of, pin and bush grease is better. Maybe the exception, Hardy Spicers on a power takeoff shaft, Bairns, probably better with multi-purpose grease or lithium grease. But for this type of job, pin and bush grease lasts so much longer on that slow moving friction pin and bushings, I suppose. It just lasts so much longer, and I see it in the front of my little Komatsu on the digger. If I don't use pin and bush grease, when I go to change the bucket, the pins are actually dry, whereas pin and bush grease, there's always a little bit of grease left on them. So interesting one. Definitely pin and bush grease I use most of the time on the farm. Right, so we're nearly there. Last job is the jockey wheel. But when I went to loosen the jockey wheel, the actual handle that threads in here is damaged. If you remember, it was pinned up against the side of the trailer. So it's this handle, the handle that tightens the jockey wheel is a bit bent. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, but it's bent slightly that way, where it got a bang in there. So I might be able to fix it. I'll just try it here. Might. I'm not fully sure. If not, we can make a new one anyway, but we'll try it here. Just get the 14-pounder here. Still a little bit tight. Try another bit. Almost. Almost. Now, so just going to make a new one of these because, look, the threads aren't great, and I'm not sure if you can see that. A little bit of wear on those threads. So I found an old bolt. It was actually Robbie produced this bolt from somewhere. Looks like an old ESB bolt. Just going to cut the length here. We'll have to figure out a way to bend this, but we'll get that done in a minute. Just need to figure out a way to bend it next. That's the point for bending. I have to point this end round that, maybe take the sharp edge off that. Oh, that's very strong. Not too bad. We'll try that. Now, wee bit of copper grease here. Definitely won't do this any harm. We'll see if it'll work here. So that actually threads into this part of the drawbar here, through this hole. So we'll hope that it works. Oh, it's pretty tight. Should be okay. Yeah, it's alright. Okay, I'll be fine. It's going to be tight, but it should be fine. Right. Next job is try and get this jockey wheel out. So you see how badly bent it is. The only hope here is actually cut this out, because you're never going to get the split. It just physically can't thread out. So we'll get the angle grinder here. There we go. Might be worth salvaging that wheel. Actually dropped a good few times and it never damaged it, so it's pretty good quality. So the next job is get this one in, and I think from memory the only way to get it in is actually lift the trailer up. Yeah, okay. We have to split this one out. There we go. Now, yes, so if I remember correctly, the problem is getting this fished up through this hole here. You actually have to lift the trailer up. We'll have a solution for that. Now, it's an interesting one for you. So the high-risk pilot, Tomo, the man that actually damaged this, as he said himself, he sponsored me this. But when you look at the difference in the jockey wheels, it's at least 2mm thinner. This is probably a genuine jockey wheel. It's a really good quality one. Look how thin the pipe is on that compared to that one. Be interesting to see how long this one lasts. So that's the jockey wheel fitted. The only problem I'm having is this is actually quite tight. Now it is the right thread, I've checked that, but it's just quite tight, so might have to run it in here by hand. Okay, so I think it's just going to have to take a little bit of work to free it out, but it seems better already. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. Jack up the trailer here. Now, lovely job. Now, that is the trailer fixed at last. Quite a bit of work in that, and you wouldn't think it. A couple of hours fixing that. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.